Hello. Welcome back to the forest. Here's a quick recap of the story. In part 1, we meet Kardama, a big bear who likes to be alone, and Afsana, a smart bee. One day, Afsana finds kittens trapped under a fallen tree near Kardama's home. She's scared, but she decides to ask for help. To everyone's surprise, Kardama helps rescue the kittens. As they celebrate, Afsana wonders about Kardama's secrets. Let's find out what happens next. Chapter 2, The Secret and the Sacrifice. Kardama gestured to Afsana, signaling her to peek into his ear. What she saw took her breath away. His eardrums had large holes. Kardama was deaf. It's so clear now, the bear was practically deaf. That's why he couldn't hear their cries when they came for their honey. How obvious, once you know it, she thought. And then laughed to herself, that she and all bees have over 250 eyes, and yet no one saw this, and she had only just realized the bear's disability. Filled with happiness and understanding, Afsana couldn't help but hug Kardama's large, furry face. It was the first time anyone had shown him kindness instead of fear. This moment marked the start of a beautiful friendship between the bear and the bee. Afsana knew she had to share Kardama's true nature with Queen Sheila and the others, even though it wouldn't be easy. Sheila, though loving, was quick to anger, especially towards Kardama. But Afsana was determined to change that. When Afsana brought Kardama near the hive, the guard bees were alarmed and quickly told Queen Sheila. Before Afsana could explain, Sheila, feeling betrayed, ordered Afsana's capture. "How could you, Afsana?" she said. "I gave you all my love, my daughter, and you did this?" "But mother, he's not what you think," she pleaded innocence, but, overcome with anger, the queen bee refused to listen to her doubts and sentenced her to exile from the hive. "Bring her behind me, I'll lock her myself," she gave the final order as she turned back with tears in her eyes at what she thought was her daughter's betrayal. But Afsana, like always, was prepared for the worst. As she was being taken away, she stung Sheila in protest, a bold move that shocked everyone. Using the moment of surprise, Afsana escaped to Kardama's side, where no bee dared to follow. Though the queen was heartbroken, she called off the chase, mourning what she felt was a loss of trust. Afsana therefore was free, but now homeless and parentless. It scared her like never before. She had no option but to follow the bear and live out in the open, something that she had never done before. The woods were a far cry from the beehive, but she soon grew fond of this gentle giant, and his efforts to make up for an entire family that she had lost for him. "I'll take you to the hills, to the mountains, to the rivers," he would say whenever she missed her family. "But we're not allowed to go that far away," she'd retort. "But you're now, the silver lining of being single," he'd say. And they would laugh. And day by day, they made the most of it for themselves and for others. Together, they became an unlikely duo of heroes. She taught him to rely on his smell more and also some sign language. Afsana would roam the whole forest, the mountains, the rivers, the dark areas, and the bear would follow. The moment she saw someone in danger, she would let out a peculiar smell. And he would come running to her smell and rescue the animals in need. And soon the jungle was awash with curious stories of the bee and the bear saving the day. But the nights were a different matter. Afsana would miss her family, and the bear would hide his sadness at not being able to hear anything and being looked at with fear everywhere he went. Queen, on the other hand, became bitter and angrier at the events perpetrated by her most loving daughter. However, their peaceful existence was shattered by the scent of a fire, a terrifying mix of honey and wax signaling danger to Afsana's former home. Racing against time, Afsana rushed to the aid of her hive, only to find a scene of despair as her mother, Queen Sheila, fought valiantly against the flames threatening their very existence. But the moment she looked at her daughter, she broke down. "Look at what has happened, baby," she said on seeing Afsana. "Look at what I let happen," she muttered again. Afsana used to be in charge of guarding against risks like this, and without her no one realized this danger. "Oh, what have we done?" they both feared. But nothing was to be done now. The flames were huge and dark, and smoke had surrounded everything. You could not even see the nest in the dark smoke, let alone reach it. The whole jungle was here by now, but there were never so many powerless souls in the jungle before. Even Kardama, with all his strength, won't be able to help with this now, she thought. His hair would catch fire even faster. All hope seemed lost. Get ready to follow Kardama the bear and his friends as they work together to fix a big problem. Will they succeed, or will things go wrong? Find out in the next chapter, Trails of Resilience.